Hey, Brian from SnakeBytes here. I'm down at Sean Heffleck's from the TV show Python Hunters, and we're going to check out his amazing crocodilian farm. You're watching SnakeBytes. So I'm here with Sean Heffleck from the TV show Python Hunters, and we're at his place where he works with some amazing animals. Sean, first off, thank you so much for having us. Tell me what we've got here, because this is one insanely cool animal.
What we have here is our big bull, and his name's Ice.
Ice.
Yeah, and he's my big breeder bull. Actually, he's the only breeding male albino that produces on the entire planet.
Yeah, speaking of that, I mean, basically, am I not mistaken saying, like, you're the only real guy that's breeding albinos, right? The albinos?
Yeah, 4 years ago, we were the first to produce them in the world ever, and we're still the only one.
What do you think your key to success is? Why are you having success?
I play a lot of Barry White with candlelight and rub their tummies.
I thought that only worked with pythons. I had no idea crocodilians were that way.
No, I think our biggest success is I'm in here every day. I'm part of this enclosure, so when I come and go, I don't freak them out, I don't stress them out. But also, you know, we feed them whole food items, all kinds of, you know, from rats and squirrels and chickens and live fish, and that makes a big difference nutritionally, as you know. But also this natural enclosure, if we just basically stamped it out of the wild.
Right.
And so they're at home, they've got caves that they go and they feel secure in, and that's a big thing, you know.
Well, that was one thing that struck me as soon as we came in is like you said, the natural environment, the fact that there's places to hide, you know. They can still sun themselves, but they can go wherever they want, and that's got to aid to your success, I would imagine.
I think, in all reality, I think it's the majority of our success.
Just to be clear here with the safety issue, I want, you know, people that are watching to understand that you have this pole for a reason. Tell me what you've got going on here.
I do. It's really so, you know, if he would swing around, is for our protection and his. You know, I don't want him to stress, because look, if he grabs me, it's a stressor on him as well, and I don't want that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everyone understands that you're as cautious as it can be with these animals. You understand them as well as anyone I've ever talked to, the time we've spent together, so it's amazing. I tell you, it's surreal to be this close to an animal this way. I think I handled one of your smaller ones a couple years ago, and I was blown away by that, but this animal is truly breathtaking, and I know you have a lot more, so you ready to move on?
Yeah, without a doubt. As much as I love this white dragon, we got plenty more to see.
Do it.
All right.
What was the largest crocodile ever kept in captivity? A, 17.5 feet, B, 19.25 feet, or C, 20.25 feet? Go ahead and answer down below in the comments, and check back later in the show to see if you have the correct answer. In this week's Reptile Report Spotlight, we'll be highlighting captive bred reptiles forums UK. Go ahead and check out the URL down below or click on the link in the description. All right, so tell me about this guy. It's obviously a big bull alligator, right?
This is Tripod, our big bull alligator. He's missing this right rear leg. He was a rescue. We got him in from the local zoo. Strangely enough, he was kept going at another big bull. He got the better of him.
So he was the aggressor, but he got the worst end.
Yeah, he got the worst end of it, right? He was the up-and-coming buck, and so the old male put it to him, and they couldn't house him anymore. So you know, we got him. He's just over 11 feet. And I'll tell you something amazing about Tripod. He learned his new name in less than 2 weeks' time. And that wasn't even on a daily basis. That was just, you know, every 2 or 3 days.
Now, it's interesting. You know, tell me a little bit about how you train these guys with the, you know, enrichment and targets or you know, sounds, like you said, names, sounds. What's the process?
You know, they're so smart. And they recognize faces, voices, without a doubt. And one of the things that you utilize is their cunning ability, and that because they're an apex predator, and they are a predator, that motion is a big thing. So you can train them, you know, with hand signals. And by hand signals, I mean, you know, you can do water, you can do stop, you can do hold, you know, whatever. And they pick it up very quickly, very quickly. and even names. And how you do that is, since they are a predator, food is a
It's all about, yeah,
you know,
reward,
without a
yeah.
doubt. So what you do is every time you feed them, you know, you lay it out there and you say tripod, tripod. And the fact that he's like, hey, they're saying this thing and food comes into my mouth, I'm down with that, and then they associate with it. Now when you have multiple animals in here like this, you have to make sure that tripod, the food goes to him, Houdini, the food goes
Right,
to
because
her.
if you say tripod and she eats, she thinks she's tripod.
Right, so you
yep.
get the mixed cues. But they pick up quick, really quick.
And again, it's like you say, consistency, right? Every time you're going to do the same thing.
That's right,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Absolute consistency, very easy, and they're smart.
Yeah. Well, he's an amazing animal. Wow. Well, alligators are the puppy dogs of the crocodile world, right?
They are.
So let's go look at some other more feisty stuff.
We'll leave the cute and cuddly and go on to something a little more aggro.
I'm loving this. See you later, tripod. All right, so now we're talking some more difficult animals to work with. What do we got here?
These are what's called West African Nile crocodiles. So they used to be considered Niloticus, which is the Nile crocodile species, but then they were determined genetically that they're actually a whole new species called Sucus.
Okay.
And they're basically pygmy Niles.
Yeah, so this is about as big as they're gonna get, right?
They're 30 years old, so this is, you know, I mean, they continue to grow, but it's pretty minuscule at this point. But what they lack in size, they make up for with agility and speed. These are one of the species that will run like a dog. So they can cover this distance faster than you and I can stand up.
Yeah, I know.
Keep that in mind.
Thanks. Well, that's why I'm on this side of you, Sean. Yeah, this is definitely an animal that is for the experienced crocodilian handle, for sure.
It is, and people make a mistake in looking at the size of these animals and thinking, oh, I've handled alligators, I'll just walk over and jump on that. And what would happen is you'd lose a limb, or, you know, these are a whole different ball game than American alligators.
I've always said that. I mean, a crocodile is 10 times the animal of an alligator. I mean, alligators just kind of give up. They're puppy dogs. These guys will hurt you. And I mean, I tell you, just being this close to them is an exhilarating feeling.
You know, I really take them for their face value. So, you know, we've kind of come to an agreement with almost all of my crocodilians is that when I come into an enclosure, the land is mine, and the water is theirs until I leave, you know.
And that's what it's about, right? I mean, it's always about, when you're handling an animal like this, is having those boundaries. They got to know where you're going to be, and you know where they need to be.
And they set boundaries for me, and I pay attention. I pay attention. We both, you know, communicate with each other, and you know, that's what makes us safe. That's what allows us to do this with an animal who really would just as soon take a piece if he could get it, you know, and that's these animals.
Well, I think you got it down pretty good. Let's go check out some more monsters.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gosh,
Back
he's
up,
such
baby.
an amazing animal. Cubans are my favorite. I mean, they really are. They're so sketchy, but I love them.
One of the things during Croc University that I try to teach people is don't make them a legend. If you treat them like they're a legend, they behave like they're a legend, right? And you'll notice that I don't typically name my crocodilians, you know, Killer or, right? Because I don't want that impression at all. Her name is Lizzie for like Frizzy Lizzie, right? Because she's that, jazzed.
They're just so unbelievably agile and scary.
Look, could you imagine walking through in the wild and you see a little, what looks to be a puddle, and then having a 7-foot-plus crocodile rage out of it?
I mean, that's the thing. In this, you would never think there was that size crocodile in that pond.
Never.
And then she just submerges back. I mean, literally, she's an inch under the water and you can't see her at all. So if she came out right now, what would you do?
I would make sure that this stick gently, that it found its way just on her tongue. But they do not like anything on their tongue. So I just gently stick it on their tongue, and they'll drop their head and kind of back up and try to spit it out. And that slows their momentum. and then we can deal on a more civilized manner.
Right. I tell you what, Lizzie's amazing. We're gonna come back and feed her, right?
We are.
All right, Lizzie, get ready for it.
So Brian, these are Orinoco crocodiles, one of the most critically endangered and rare crocodiles on the planet. Really skittish. They don't like strangers. So we'll see if we can tuck up beside her, but she may bail on us. And just know that
there's a second.
There's a second one in there, right? So
hiding in that murky water somewhere.
Relax.
So far, she's acting good. Now these are obviously the slender snout variety, so they're mainly going to be more fish eaters.
Exactly. Eat a lot of fishes. There have been cases have been recorded about them plucking birds out of the trees, and they will actually stalk and lunge as squirrels up in the branches and that. So very acrobatic and see if we can sneak over here behind her. Good girl. No. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Easy. Nice. Good girl. Hold right there. Hold right there.
Oh, that's pretty cool, though.
Amazing, though. Because they're fish eaters, they have really long teeth, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
If that pop would have landed on an appendage, it would have been like tear on the dotted line, right? It just would have been massive, deep puncture wounds.
Now, where are these guys, native to?
This species is native to Venezuela and Colombia.
And totally, critically endangered, you said. How many animals do you have any idea in the wild?
Estimated in the entire range, only 200 to 300.
Oh my gosh.
Down from millions, historically.
Now, a lot of that is due to skin trade.
Skin trade, you can see how beautiful, and their skin has this creamy butter color to it. It's really, really beautiful.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, when the population drops that low, is it even possible to grow again, or are we below the extinction level now?
Well, I think we're right on the cusp. One of the things is that getting the ranchers, some of these ranchers own 80,000 acres, right? That just encompasses natural habitat, the llanos and that. So getting buy-in from the ranchers to not only not kill them, but to protect them is what it's all about. And that's happening, so there is a chance. There is a chance.
Those are gorgeous. What do you say we move on to the next one?
Let's keep going.
So Sean, I don't see anything in here, but I'm assuming there's got to be something in here, right?
There is actually 2 Morlet's crocodiles in here. One is a big bull who's got a bad attitude. Matter of fact, just his eyelids are right there. He knows we're here.
So what's his story?
These were confiscation, and I've had them now for a couple years. And this species, Morleti, comes from Belize and Mexico and Guatemala. And some of them are relatively laid back. They're not a huge crocodile, but this bull in here is hell on wheels. Let's just put it this way. If we go in and we make a mistake, he will make you pay for it. And he's not a pop and go kind of guy. He's a drag you into the water and beat you to death kind of guy. So just so you know that.
What's his name?
Brutus.
Brutus.
He gets called a lot of other things that are worse than Brutus, but
what an amazing animal, though. I mean, I can't wait to see this, meet this guy. Well, Sean, I tell you what, these are some amazing animals. I got to tell you, I'm still real partial to Lizzie, but is it right we're going to get a chance to feed some of these animals?
Oh, you're gonna get more than a chance to just feed these animals. You're gonna see these animals in their kind of raw, primitive, natural state. When they come for this food, and you're on the other end of it, it's a whole different ball game.
I can't wait to get this going. Let's do this.
You are the first stranger, well, you're the first person besides me to be in here feeding Lizzie.
There's no pressure at all with that.
So,
no pressure at all.
And when I say feeding Lizzie, we're hoping for chicken.
Some people ride roller coasters. This is my adrenaline rush right here, trust me. So I'm gonna
grab some chicken.
let me get a good grip.
Yep.
Hang on a second here. I want a good grip, no falling. We're gonna just try to entice her out.
Lizzie, come on, girl. Chicken.
Trust me, when you have an adult Cuban croc exploding out of the water, ready to be fed, and running directly after you, it's totally an adrenaline rush. Cuban crocs are some of the most dangerous crocodiles on the planet because of their aggressive nature and ability to run faster than a human. Not to mention, they've been known to jump several feet in the air in pursuit of their prey. Those aren't comforting thoughts when you're on the other end of feeding tongs. But Lizzie behaved beautifully, and Sean obviously has trained her well to know when to back off and when feeding is done. Oh, God. I can't even explain to you how, I mean, that was the coolest experience I can ever think. I mean, just to have that, especially I love Cuban so much, and to have her so close. Oh my gosh, Sean, that was awesome. That was, so I'm almost speechless. I wish you guys could be here to experience how cool that animal is. Whew.
That's what we do at Crocodile Manor.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
But it's more than Cuban crocs that we'll be feeding. Here's Brutus, the adult bull Morlet's croc that is extremely protective of his female and put on quite a show for us all day long. Then there's the Orinoco's, some of the most stunning crocodiles on the planet. With their slender snouts and amazing colors, these guys were little beasties during feeding time. We almost lost our camera on this shoot. But certainly the most entertaining crocodiles to feed were the West African Nile crocs. They may be smaller crocs as adults, but what they lack in size, they make up for in athleticism. These guys just had that look to them, like no matter what we were gonna do, they were gonna get their dinner, and I wasn't gonna stand in the way of their will to feed. The American alligator is kind of the puppy dog of the crocodilian world. Although it may not be the adrenaline-filled rush I got when feeding the other crocs, these guys fast became my favorites to feed. Just being able to be so close while feeding is an amazing experience. Not to mention, these albino alligators are breathtaking. It was so cool to be able to pat them on the back and send them on their way right after feeding them. Well, you know, these crocodiles and alligators are truly amazing animals, but just take a look at how beautiful a baby American alligator is. There's just something about that animal that makes it so majestic. Tell you what, it is one of the cutest little things.
You know, that's a good looking alligator, but I'll raise you to albino.
Oh my gosh, take a look at these guys. Oh, I'm gonna trade you off. Look at this. Oh my gosh, is that the cutest little thing? And you hear those little noises? These are so cute. Sean, this is truly the Disneyland for me. I can't thank you enough for having us out. All your knowledge that you've shared with us and the experiences will be something I'll remember forever.
Hey, appreciate you coming by anytime.
Oh, thanks, man. What was the largest crocodile ever kept in captivity? If you said C, 20.25 feet, happened to be Lou Long, you're 100% correct. Good job. So there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and RJ here didn't get too jealous of me playing with those crocodilians down there. What an amazing day, wasn't it? And as always, I was Facebooking and tweeting my way through it. So make sure to follow me over at SnakeBytesTV. Until next week, you've been watching Snake Bites.